More and more polls continue to come out showing that President Biden's approval rating continues to decline. Right now, in polling aggregates, the man is sitting at about a 40% approval rating just 14 months into his term in office. Not good, basically, especially as we're heading into a very contentious and very important midterm election. But a new analysis has come out showing when things really started to get bad for President Biden. You know, when he took those significant dips in his approval rating, and wouldn't you know it, not only does it coincide with the expiration of the child tax credit payments, but it also happens to be the people who lost the child tax credit payments that no longer approve of President Biden. When the checks first started flowing, polling data showed that the people who were receiving the money overwhelmingly had a positive approval rating, or positive view, of President Joe Biden. Then January hits, the payment stops, thanks to Joe Manchin. And suddenly those same people, when polled again, said they had an unfavorable view of President Biden. And yes, folks, it is because they were receiving direct cash payments every month, cash payments that pulled tens of millions of children out of poverty. And suddenly that money disappears because Joe Manchin thinks that these parents were spending it on drugs. That is exactly what happened, by the way. Joe Manchin went out there and said, no, most of these parents just spending it on drugs and things like that, even though reports showed that most people are actually spending it on regular household needs. They were using it to pay off debt. They were using it to get their lives back together after being crushed by not making enough money for most of their adult lives, if not their entire life. But because Manchin used a Republican talking point, the money went away. President Biden was, for the most part, helpless in all of this, right? He wanted to continue this. He had the talks. They bowed down to every demand Joe Manchin threw at them, but it was never good enough for Joe Manchin. So the payments expired. And of course, Biden takes the heat for that. Is it fair? Is it not fair? Well, I have my opinion on that, but it's completely irrelevant. He is the president. It's his party that could have extended these payments even further, so therefore it ultimately does fall on him, fair or not. But these people that were getting these direct cash payments are the ones that have helped to, accelerate the decline in the approval rating of Joe Biden. We have seen a 40% uptick in child poverty since those payments expired. They were helping people. I know, sounds shocking, right? Sending low-income Americans direct cash payments made their lives better. Wow. They were happy with politicians when that was happening. Wow. Not only does it make good economic sense, but it makes good political sense. Any political advisor, anybody that is getting paid to give their advice to a politician that is not telling them to extend these child tax credit payments needs to be fired immediately, because we have seen what it does. We have seen how it improves poll numbers. You would have to be a complete and total moron or the most corrupt person on the planet to not want these payments to continue. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.